All right, guys, it's oh my goodness, I need a haircut. I'm growing a mullet. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. We arrived at the Sarasota. They make boats here or something. There's definitely that fiberglass smell, you know. I love it. It's nice until you're around it too long and you start getting a headache. But it's kind of screwed up the way they got this. You got to kind of pull in through these little spots, and then there's only one way in and out. So we have to wait for 2 more trucks now. 'Cause if we go anywhere, we're gonna block them. But I got a car here. So this is 5,000 pounds. 5,000 pounds, 15 feet. Pays, I think I figured it's like $1.50. I'm gonna try to, surely I could find something to go on the truck from here to Oklahoma. If I don't, I'm gonna be pretty upset. So let me get pulled up. So we're next in line, and I'll get back to you. All right, guys, here's the first load taking us to Oklahoma. Still got a lot of deck space. This is the whole reason I did the 40-footer, so I'd have more room. They said this weighs 5,000 pounds. I don't think it does. I'm gonna go weigh it. I put it back pretty far. Hopefully it doesn't bounce too bad. If it does, we'll pull it forward. All it is a wooden box. I don't know what it has in there. Probably a fiberglass form or something. But I think I have close to 30 feet of deck left. So as soon as we weigh it, I'll know what I can do. I'm probably taking the air conditioner off and the generator out since it's winter time now. And I'll just use the inverter with the George Foreman to cook. Because I think it's cooled off enough. I don't really need to. And if there is like an emergency hot night, I'll just idle it. So that's it, guys. We're waiting on the paperwork now. Go get this thing weighed and we'll see what we got. All right, guys, we just dropped Lita off at the house. I found me a partial going to Arkansas, Fort Smith or something like that, which is about 100 miles this way of the first one we got. So I'll drop this, what we're picking up first, and then we'll drop that. I got $1 a mile for that. So it picks up in Atlanta, goes to Fort Smith. Supposed to be 1 steel plate, 5,000 pounds, 8 feet long. And then we'll drop that other thing I think the 6th. I think we should be able to drop them both the 6th. And then, depending on what it looks like, I'll start looking for something coming out. And then I'm planning on staying out until Thanksgiving. Today is like October the 4th.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Unless I can get home on the weekend, because what's happening is we're getting home. I'm getting a load coming in on like Wednesday, and it's like, well, you know, I can't seem to bounce around until the weekend, so I end up staying home for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is nice, but it's too much time not being spent making money, because even though the wheels aren't spinning and you're not buying fuel and stuff, your insurance and your truck payments and all are still coming in. So about to hit the road, get to Atlanta. Gonna sleep around there for the night, and then we'll hit it first thing in the morning and pick up at 8 o'clock in the morning. All right, guys, we just arrived at the Pilot. I stopped at a Pilot, the closest Pilot I could find to where we have to pick up in the morning. I got on the Trucker Path app and seen that the all the parking was taken up at like 3 or 4 o'clock today. So I reserved a spot. It's now, is it 9:30? I think it's 9:30. It might be 8:30. I think it's 8:30. And I knew, with me coming in this late, I knew my reserved parking, somebody would be parking in it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some fuel in the truck so we're ready to go in the morning. Then I got to go inside and tell them that somebody's in my reserved parking. So it's a shit show here. There's people can't fucking park. They're cutting people off. It's nuts. So let me pump some fuel in this thing, and then I'll get back to you guys, let you guys know what happened with this parking. All right, fellas, we got our spot. So I guess maintenance had to go around and kick a bunch of people out. And I just got into it with another truck driver because he started cussing me out, saying I didn't pay for this spot. And obviously I did. But he basically was like, fuck you, little punk. I've been waiting for this spot since before you got here. I was like, how do you know when I got here, you know? So he's mad that I guess I took his spot that he reserved. But what's funny is when I pulled around the corner here, there was a guy standing here with the sign that says reserved, and as soon as he seen my truck, he knew it was for me. So dang, there's a Georgia tag right there. Hall, Georgia. So yeah, they kicked him out. I didn't get to see it. I was in there getting food. So what I'm thinking about doing is eating my food real fast and pushing this thing forward. Now this thing was supposed to be 5,000 pounds, so I knew I was gonna put something else on here. I wasn't gonna leave my house until I found something else. But since we found that plate that's 5,634 pounds or something crazy like that, I'm thinking about pushing this thing forward and then putting the plate back there where that is. The only issue with that is I'm gonna have to unstrap and unbungee and undo all of this. I'm afraid if I put the plate up here, which it's only 8 feet long, so it should only come to like maybe right up here. I'm not sure if that'll put too much weight on my drives or what. So I was thinking about pushing this thing forward, but since it took so long to get this parking spot, I don't know if I'll do it or not, because man, I just don't know. I'd hate to unstrap it and unbungee it and find out. I was gonna take one of my 4x4s and kind of like inch it forward I might just let it ride and see what happens. So we're here for the night. I gotta get something to eat, catch some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. All right, guys, we have just arrived in Pondergrass, Georgia. Does that sound right? I think it's that. Pondergrass, Georgia. Here to pick up our steel plate going to Fort Smith, Arkansas. They said I didn't even have to pull in there. They're going to bring it out to me on a forklift. I guess they got a bunch of big flatbed trucks in there. And we have to tarp this down, so I think they have to tarp all their stuff down in there. So I didn't get time to move this thing forward. I got to looking anyways, and the way I was thinking about pushing this thing forward, I was afraid these wooden feet would catch this part right here, and I wouldn't get to push it any further anyways. So I didn't want to have to untarp this and unstrap this and everything. So what I'll probably do is throw the metal plate on there. We'll see what it rides like. Worst case scenario, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, honestly. I was thinking about maybe pushing this thing back some more, but I think I'm going to run into that same issue with the with this metal plate here, with those wooden feet hitting that metal plate. So I don't know. Let's get it loaded up. Let's not get carried away. Think too crazy yet. See what it rides like, see what it feels like, and we'll see what we got. Look how thick this metal is. Look how thick this piece is. I mean, that's my fist right there. That's like 2 fists thick. All right, guys, so there it is. It was supposed to be 8 foot by 8 foot. I think it's more like 4 foot by 5 foot. 5,300 something pounds. I can't remember, I'll have to look. And because it was 5,300 something pounds, I had to use 3 straps on it, because you have to have 1.5 times the weight. We've got a strap in the front just to hold the tarp down. I got a strap in the back to hold that mess of tarp down. And we did the chained bulkhead in the front of this. So I'm happy that it's further back than I thought it would be. I was kind of hoping he would push it further back that way, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I could probably always push that back just a little bit, but I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. So let's go to Arkansas. I think it's Arkansas. Yeah, I think it's Arkansas. All right, guys, we made it to Carlisle, Arkansas. We're at a place called Nick's. I know you can't see it because of how crappy this camera is at nighttime. But we found this on the Trucker Path app. I had a pilot punched in, but as I got closer, I started looking at the Trucker Path, and it was saying it was full. Now, what you got to watch with that Trucker Path app now is truck drivers will go in there if they know they're gonna stop there. They'll go in there and they'll say it's full. That way, nobody goes in there and takes up all the spots. So they'll go in there and they'll keep spamming full, you know, every couple minutes, and then it gives them a better chance of finding a spot. So I decided to stop. There's a Conoco or something down the road. It said that there was spaces, and I pull up there and there wasn't any spaces. So right down the road was this Nick's. I thought this place would be full. It's not. There's some pretty big holes in this parking lot. And that's what it said in the reviews, to just watch the holes in the parking lot. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. See them big giant puddles? Yeah, you probably sink your whole truck there. But as much as I love barbecue, I went by Walmart before I left and picked up some pork chops and some hamburgers. So I'm gonna cook those up before those go bad. Trailer's doing good. I stop every once in a while, look at the welds, check my load, you know. Everyone's got me kind of freaked out. I wasn't too much worried about it. I knew it would work, but everyone had me freaked out. So, but everything's going good. It's tires look brand new still, so those aren't wearing funny. So screw everybody that says this thing will never track straight and my tires will get chewed up. This thing tracks like an arrow. So it's getting a little chilly. Let me get some stuff cooked up and hunker down for the night. All right, guys. So we dropped that piece of steel in Arkansas. We're about 10 minutes down the road, if that. We just got into Oklahoma. I was driving along, seen like a white car. It looked like it had lights in the window. As soon as I looked over at them, boom, they flipped the lights on, pulled me over. So I'm getting DOT inspected again. Not sure what they're looking for. It's whatever. We are about 2 hours and 15 minutes from our next drop. It's gonna put us there at hopefully about 1 o'clock now with this. I think they stop receiving at 3. So that's what we're waiting on now. I don't know. I'll get back to you when we find out what's going on here. All right, guys. I'm pretty sure they just tried to extort money from me. So he basically told me that he was going to have to write me a citation because he asked me if I had a lease agreement. I was like, what do I need a lease agreement for? He's like, well, who owns the truck and the trailer and the business? You know, I told him Lita did. He's like, well, what is she to you? I said, she's my girlfriend. He's like, okay, because all this truck and the trailer is in her name, but the business is in South Georgia's hotshot name, I'm gonna have to write you a ticket. He said, I'm gonna have to write you a citation, and you can't move your truck till it's paid. I was like, okay, well, how much is a citation? He said, it's $125. If you pay with debit or credit card, they charge you an extra fee on top of that, or I can take cash right now. I was like, take cash, huh? He's like, yeah. I said, I don't understand. I've gone through 15 level 1 DOT inspections and nothing's ever happened. He's like, well, we usually look more at the paperwork. I said, well, like I said, I've been through a lot of inspections and nobody's ever said anything about that. He said, well, now if your company was DBA with Lita's name, then I wouldn't write you a ticket. And guess what? There is a DBA name with Lita's name, and we've been trying to change it because what keeps happening is these carrier packets we fill out, they put DBA instead of South Georgia Hotshot. They've been putting Lita's name. So we've actually been trying to change that. And I was like, there is a DBA. He's like, no, there's not. We've looked. I said, I can prove it. And I'm looking through and I'm trying to find it, and finally I find it. And he goes back to his partner and comes back and he's like, oh, well, we had another box covering up that section, so you're good to go. Keep driving. I was like, okay. Didn't like fill out a piece of paper or anything. I should have pushed for his badge number, but I feel like they would have pushed to find something then. So Oklahoma's got some shady DOT officers. I don't know about that, man. That was, I've never had a cop tell me that they could take cash before. That doesn't even make sense to me. So we're gonna hit the road. I gotta plug my phone back in so I have access to my GPS again. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. Face it, you think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighter. Throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom. So bottom up, please. We're gonna see smoke.
So they gave us the wrong address. So I'm going to gotta strap this tarp down and head that way.
Like the ocean setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay?
Alright guys, we made it to east of Springfield, Missouri. I didn't make it as far as I hoped. I shot myself in the foot. So when I punched in the place on my GPS, it showed I would have made it there. Make sure I locked my truck. I get to talking. It said I would have made it there with like 15 minutes to spare. I was like, if I run into any problems. So that was avoiding tolls. Without avoiding tolls, it would have gave me about an hour. But me being a cheap ass, I was like, you know what? I don't want to pay those tolls. So I'm like, I'm going to avoid tolls. So driving along, I keep my Google muted because it's constantly talking all the time, especially when I'm on the phone. It's like, you've got to turn in 300 miles. You've got to turn in 299 miles. It's like, shut up. So I keep it muted. and I just try to keep an eye on the screen, and I missed it telling me that there was an accident ahead and to get off. So I got stuck in traffic for like 45 minutes, right? I'm like, well, crap. There goes my window. So screwed up there. Let's see, what else did I screw up on? So I just kept punching in truck stops that I could stop at, further and further along. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this camera? All right, fast forward to about 30 minutes later. I wiped my camera off because it was raining so bad, and I guess I accidentally stopped it recording. So there goes like 5 minutes of me rambling that you guys missed out on. But basically what happened was I kept punching in truck stops, and due to the pouring rain and so many accidents and stuff, I just kept missing it. You know, I watched my time on my ELD compared to my GPS, and I would see, I'm like, crap, I'm not gonna make that one. So I would pick one further back, and I'm like, crap, I'm not gonna make that one. Finally, I got into a spot where there were no truck stops around, so I had to pick something that I'm about an hour and 40 minutes from the pickup now. And this is the pickup going to Rifle, Colorado. I keep saying stop going to Colorado to myself because it's so dead out there. But then I see like this is paying $2,200 for 1,000 miles. I'm like, crap, you know, if I have to deadhead a little bit, I'll deadhead a little bit. And I'm also like, well, I could go hang out with my brother, and I don't know if I mentioned it in any of my videos, but last time I was out there, me and my brother went riding, and he broke his clavicle in like 6 different places. So he's still out. He's still, I mean, it's been months, and he still can't lift over 2 or 3 pounds. So he's jacked up for real. So I called him up. I'm like, hey man, how's your shoulder feeling? Blah, blah, blah. You want to go snowboarding or something? He's like, dude, I can't go snowboarding. So I'm not going to push real hard to go out there and see him. I mean, it's fun seeing him, but it's also fun doing stuff that I don't get to do all the time. So anyways, I stopped at Love's, bought a shower. It was pouring down rain, so I was like, I'm not gonna cook anything. So I got some Hardee's. I'm gonna pile up inside this truck, eat my food, and of course I gotta unlock my truck first. Eat my food and go to bed. I got super lucky. I don't know if I said this, but all these spots were taken up. But as I was pulling in, somebody was pulling out of this spot. So the trucking gods are looking after me today, since I had such a bad day with the weather and everything. All right, guys. Good night. All right, guys. So here's the situation. Woke up this morning, and my truck won't start. My batteries are dead, which normally wouldn't be an issue if I would have backed in, because then I could just get anybody to jump me off. But since I pulled in, I can't get anybody around there to jump me off, and I don't know when these 2 trucks are going to be leaving. Now what I used to do, like when this would happen with my DirecTV van or my other trucks that I use for DirecTV, is I would just use one of my drill batteries to jump it off. But those were 18 volt. My impact that I have right now is 24 volt. And I'm kind of scared to use that to jump me off. I don't want to mess anything up on this truck. So I downloaded the Uber app, and for 30 bucks one way, they'll run me to Walmart. So I imagine it's $60 both ways, there and back. And I could buy a jump pack. Does the jump pack come charged enough to jump the truck off once? I have no idea. The jump pack is something I thought about doing anyways, because my buddy's truck batteries died a few times. but he had his refrigerator hardwired in to always run, where I don't. So I might be paying Uber 60 bucks here to take me to Walmart and back a couple miles. I think it's about 8 miles down the road. So I'll give you guys an update on what happens here. Hey guys, that's my Uber leaving. We got an Uber. Man, I look like crap. I feel like crap. It's cold outside. So we bought a jump box. Let me flip this thing around. It was 80 bucks at Walmart. So I'm hoping it's got enough juice to jump it off once. I really hope so. So let me try this thing out and I'll get back to you. So it seems as though this jump pack has been used. There's some scratches on it and stuff, like it was a used unit. So maybe they come with enough juice to jump you off, but this one did not. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to do here. I guess I'm gonna walk up here to Love's and try to charge this thing. I don't know how long it takes to charge. I got trucks on both sides of me. I can't get anybody in there to fucking jump me off. I'm pissed off. All right, guys. Love's to the rescue. I guess, so I talked to the guy. I seen him when he first got out of his truck this morning, and I hated to bother him. But I seen that he was wearing a Love's jacket, and it looked like a mechanic's jacket. I was walking back to the truck trying to figure out what I was gonna do. So I hit him up, and he's like, you know, told me since I'm parked the wrong way, he couldn't get anything back there. And they've got a jump box, but it's in another truck, and the truck isn't there. So I guess he thought I was in a semi truck. So I told him I was in a, he's like, when I showed him the jump box, he's like, well, that jump box isn't gonna jump start at 24 volt anyways. It's like, oh no, it's a pickup truck. It's like, oh, it's a pickup truck. So they're gonna get one of their work trucks. I guess they're gonna drive out here into the grass and jump me off. So props to Love's Truck Stop for helping a brother out, because I am super late to picking up this load now. I was supposed to have been gone at like 6:30. So I'm gonna have to email the broker, let her know that we had some battery issues, and we'll get this thing jumped off and hit the road. We might be stuck, guys. I think it's 4-wheel drive though. You just can't figure out the 4-wheel drive. So we got the truck stuck. Didn't even get it over far enough to jump me off. I feel super bad because they're doing all of this for me, and it's turning out to be a big pain in the butt for them. And it's all because I pulled in rather than backing in. All right, guys. So they've abandoned the truck. They can't get it unstuck. They don't have another truck here to get it out. So here we are again, we're on our own. So I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and take this thing up and see if I can charge it. I don't know how long it's gonna take to charge. I bet it takes like 8 hours to charge. So we gotta get to it though. All right, guys, ate breakfast. Got some of that disgusting Hardee's coffee, and ran into another subscriber named Ben. Pretty cool guy. He drives a propane truck, one of those trucks that goes around and swaps out those propane bottles. But I'm gonna walk back up here to this shop. I'm surprised he recognized me, man. I had my hood on, I look like crap. Anyways, I'm gonna walk back up to this shop, check on this jump box, see if it's charged any, I don't know. Hopefully their other truck gets back soon with their jump box, and we can finally hit the road. I was supposed to be there already picking up, and I think I'm an hour and a half away right now. So, man, I got the hiccups. So let me check on this jump box and hopefully get this thing going. Yay, we got it unstuck. Now he can jump us off. I got this truck moved over here. It's currently about 9:30 now, but I got this truck moved over here. she refused to jump me off. But she did carry a bucket full of shit over there and dump it in the grass there. So, classy lady. Alright, we're gonna get this thing over here, get this thing jumped off, and hopefully hit the road. Alright. Thank you, sir! We got it, guys. Got it jumped off. We're ready to go. Let's go. I'm gonna do my pre-trip and we'll hit the road. All right, guys, we are in Willow Springs, Missouri. We'll call it Misery. This is the load taking us to Rifle, Colorado. Now, the funny thing is on the Raycon, and what the broker told me was it was supposed to be one of those dust machines on the road, but these are dust collectors. And then it says on the Raycon, straps only. And they said, absolutely not. You can't strap on these things because they're just basically hollow, thin metal, you know, chamber things. So I had to chain on each corner. The whole load's supposed to weigh 5,000 pounds. He says it's not even that. So that's it. I put 4 binders on this first one. He said there isn't much of a weight difference between the two. I figured the one in the front is probably the most important. You know, you get into an accident, that's the one that's gonna cause the damage, more than likely. I don't know, that's the way I look at it at least. But that's it. It's nothing crazy. I have to keep an eye on these chains because they have me chaining through these weird things here, and it kind of binds coming through this. Looking back on it, and I may go ahead and change it because I don't like the way it's pulling. I may pull the chains back this way. I don't know if that'll help anything because it's going through this way and then going that way. I think I will. I think I'll pull it back this way, and we'll pull this one this way. I think that'll help. So let me do that. Alright, so I'm changing my mind again. The only thing I don't like about this is this chain hits this corner, and after a while it's just going to rub through that paint. So I'm just going to go back the other way and just keep an eye on everything. Alright guys, we've stopped somewhere on I-70 at a rest area. It's probably 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night? Let me see. 7:30ish, 8 o'clock, I think. I don't know. Since we got such a late start today, I was able to drive a little bit more. And I actually still have about 3 hours on the clock, but I'm afraid of not being able to find a place to stop. And I kind of purposely stopped at a rest area to force myself to cook the meat that I have. It's pretty cold outside, but I wanted to have to cook this meat up. I don't want it to go bad. I know if I stop at a truck stop, I'm gonna be like, it's too cold outside, I don't want to cook. So I mean, not only that, but on top of I'm afraid if I get to a truck stop there won't be enough parking. There was some you know, sometimes how you drive down the highway, it'll tell you like how many spots are open at the next upcoming rest areas. So this one said that there was 8 open. The next one said that there was 4, and then the one that I actually plan on stopping at said low. It didn't even give a number, it just said low. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna stop here, cook up some food, and I've been charging this this jump box. I don't know if it's bad or what, so maybe it's just not big enough to start this truck. I don't know. But I've been charging it. It says to charge it for 40 hours. Obviously hasn't been 40 hours. But as you can see, it just keeps bouncing back and forth from like 12.9 to 13.4 or something like that. You guys can't say that. And that's exactly what it was doing all day today at that shop. So like I said, it looked like it was used when I took it out of the box. It's kind of scratched up, so I don't know if it's bad or what, and I really don't want to find out. I almost purposely stopped at a Walmart just in case that thing was bad. I could just swap it out in the morning if my truck didn't start again. I think what I'm going to do tonight too is turn the inverter off. I have a few things charging off the inverter, and I won't run my fans tonight. It was a little warm last night to start with, so I ran the fans. But hell, we run the fans all the time. I did leave my laptop plugged in, and I normally unplug that, but maybe all that on top of it being super cold, which doesn't make sense either, because hell, we had this truck last winter and we were in like negative degree weather, you know. Let me stop running my mouth. I got to get this food cooked before I freeze to death, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so we are somewhere at a Walmart. So I let that thing charge all night last night and all day yesterday, and I was like, you know what, let me try the compressor, because that front left tire was just like a couple pounds lower. I just wanted to see how fast it would blow the tires up, and that wouldn't even work. So I think that thing was definitely bad. What's nice is they have a truck stop right here, right next to Walmart. So that is freaking sweet. I didn't realize it until I had already pulled into Walmart, but that's awesome. You know, I'd be willing to pay for parking if a truck stop was next to all these restaurants and Walmart. So I'm gonna get this new one charging. Actually, I'm gonna see if it'll work right out of the box. And then we're gonna hit the road. I think I got 9.5 more hours of driving. So we'll see you there. All right, looks like this one works, huh? So it's at 82.6 right now. I don't know if that LED screen's gonna show up. I have it set to 90. I'll see how long it takes to go up to 90. Looks like it's already up to 83. A lot of you guys in the comments are probably screaming, "Oh, that's not big enough for your truck." Oh, looky there, it changed tone. I couldn't even get the other one to turn on. So that other one was definitely bad. I'm not sure why it just changed tone though. It's like it's pumping slower now. The battery shows it's got 3 bars, 3 out of 4. So I'll let that pump while I put some of these groceries away. Pilot was giving away these black and green Monster energy drinks once, and now I can't stop drinking them. They're so good. Oh, I also got some jumper cables just in case this box is ever dead. I felt like an idiot not having them. So all right, we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, it doesn't seem to be doing very good. It says it does 120 psi. What I'll probably do is go ahead and charge it up all the way and see if that makes a difference. Now, it is about 20 degrees out here. It got down to 19 degrees last night, and I didn't have to idle. I'm telling you, you get you a good cover, a good sleeping bag. You don't have to idle your truck when it gets cold. Then what I do is, right before I get up, is I just crank up the truck and let the truck warm up before I crawl out of the covers. And I mean, it's still pumping up slowly. Not as fast as what it was when I first turned it on. I don't know. I'm hoping I can plug my fan into this instead of using my truck battery and let that run my fan all night long, so I don't have to, of course it's too cold right now, but I'm saying when I do need a fan. Also, I might be able to plug my laptop into that. Probably not though. What's weird is the truck has a 500 watt inverter and it will not run that gaming laptop. It'll run Lita's laptop, but as soon as I plug my laptop in, it starts flashing and gives an error. So, all right, I'll let this pump up just a little bit more, and then we'll plug it into charge, and then we'll leave. I know I've said I'll leave a million times now. So, all right, guys, here's another example of this fuel card. So they want $2.77 a gallon. Let me see if I can zoom in. and it's not gonna let me zoom in. But we're on I-70, almost into Colorado, I think. It's 277 here, but with my fuel card, it's 254. DEF is 259 here. You don't get a discount on your DEF, but there's a Pilot right down the road that's 289, I think. So it's 254 here, and it's 289 at Pilot. I mean, you get the showers with Pilot, but you also can't write your shower. You can write your showers off. So a lot of times I'll just kind of figure out how much it is going to cost per shower and to see if it's going to even be worth it. And a lot of times, since I do the 14 gallons per thing, I get half a shower credit at 14 gallons. I stop the pump and then start again, do another 14 gallons. That gives me a shower. So a lot of times I have a lot of showers saved up. I'm trying to cut away Pilot since the deal with the truck. I don't expect them to pay for the truck. I'm not trying to do that. But just the way they acted, they got my social security number and all that with the whole ordeal, and then they won't even give me a copy of the report. Pretty shady. So I'm gonna take my 30-minute break here. We're gonna keep driving. I'm gonna go ahead and get a hotel room for the weekend. Boards look really, really bad for Colorado. I knew they would be bad. I figured I could at least come out making, you know, something, but there's nothing going east that's paying anything over 50 cents a mile for almost a full deck. They want 40 feet of deck for not even $1. So I'll drive empty before I do that. I'm just not sure how far I'll have to drive empty. Rifle, Colorado is almost far west Colorado, so I'm actually going to be maybe 300 miles from my brother's house. I haven't decided if I'm going to go ahead and go over that way and see if I can find something coming this way, or if I'm just going to deadhead out and grab something somewhere else. So let me do my 30 and we'll hit the road again.